and welcome to today's latest webinar brought to you by Travel Bulletin. Focus this time on the glorious Caribbean. There's strong demand for the Caribbean this year, especially in the cruise sector. And this, along with the growth in average booking values, means that it's an important market we should all be focused upon. Today we've got three great partners who've lots of news to share with us. So let's meet them. Firstly, from Sandals Resorts, Gary is with us. Gary, how are you today? Gary, sound is off still. Gary, sound is off.
I'm joking. My sound isn't off. I just love that. So you're on mute. I got to start a call off. You're on mute. Sorry.
You're well anyway.
Yeah, sorry. I'm actually Atwell. Now you ask, but yes, Gary Atwell's here from Sandals. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Good. I'm glad, and thank you very much for joining us today. Representing Virgin Voyages, Alan Finchman is with us as well. Alan, are you well?
Hello, everyone. I'm very well. Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone.
Fantastic. Okay, and our third presentation today will be brought to you by Donovan from Jamaica. Donovan, you're well?
Hi, all is good. Enjoying the weather, and hope to share some more warmth with you in a little while.
Oh my goodness, he's smooth as, isn't he? He's smooth as. We like that, Donovan. Right, okay. Just so that everyone knows what we're doing today, following our usual format, our partners will deliver a live presentation. If you have any questions, no, that's incorrect. When you have questions, which we want you to ask, then please, and I'm not just asking today, I want more than Rich Smith and a few others add in questions, okay? So I need questions, please, via our Q&A. Isla, that's you. Isla, I want a question from you today. So questions via our Q&A function, please. Using that as the way to ask them, and then I'll ask them to our suppliers after their presentation. So please ask them. It keeps them on their toes. You know, we can test them. You can ask, obviously, Gary, you'd be delighted about a really obscure question about the number of stairs in a Sandals resort or something like that. Anything that you can give us, we really appreciate. It's about testing them, but where your clients are concerned, using things that you know your clients will ask you, and we can put them to the suppliers today. Thank you everyone for joining us. We've got some good numbers there. We've got over 40 agents with us at the moment, so it's good news. Okay, let's crack on with the first training session. Gary Atwell's gonna pass on his wonderful news. So everyone else, can you mute yourselves and turn off your screens? And then Gary's going to share. And Gary, I will see you in 10.
Oh, so are you floating off to the pub or something?
It's got to be close by if I've only got 10 minutes, but yes.
All right, cool. Okay, then I'll just carry on then as best I can and go through this presentation, which hopefully there we go, all ready to go. Well, welcome everybody in this sunny afternoon. Amazingly sunny up here in Scotland. And I don't know why I'm doing an American accent, but probably it's easier to understand. And that's what all of us talk like here at Sandals and Beaches Resorts. Anyway, I'll skip past that. Welcome you and give you a short video as an introduction. So let's fire off with the Sandals Resorts itself. Family company, 17 Caribbean resorts for adults, all in absolutely stunning locations on the beach, in amazing selection of Caribbean islands. We'll get 2 Caribbean resorts called Beaches, which are, again, for families. Again, one of my favourite resorts out of the whole portfolio is Beaches, Turks and Caicos, which I'm lucky enough to take my kids to, and that's a lovely shot of Grace Bay, which is the 12-mile beach on Turks and Caicos. Now, let's touch on Beaches first of all. Always like to start off there, the 2 resorts. First of all, ideal for the families. kids camps, 5 different types of kids camps. They can spend their time at Camp Sesame from newlyborns right up to teenagers for their entire full day of fun, hospitality, and obviously baked cookies with the Cookie Monster and story time with Elmo, Abby Cadabby Magic Time. So it's great interacting with all the Sesame Street characters. I know I got excited when I was there in October and met Cookie Monster, which obviously I had a great fun family photograph I took of Tia, Blake and I, my son and daughter, with the whole Sesame Street crew, which was brilliant. And coupled with beaches, which includes everything that I'm going to tell you about at Sandals, but it's just the one big difference we have is the largest water parks in the Caribbean. For you to take part in Pirates Islands, the water slides, lazy rivers, all of that, which the kids will absolutely love. So it's not just the luxury all-inclusive, the spending family time together, but it's also the fun and games. You can have fun sliding down the flumes and lazing around on the lazy river. Now, that's quick synopsis of beaches because we have the 2 resorts there with another 3 resorts being planned. Beaches Barbados, Beaches Runaway Bay, and Beaches Emerald Bay, which is in the Exumas. So that's going to be 3 additional resorts. So we'll have 5 beaches. And on top of that, we have how about visiting 2 Sandals resorts now, moving on to our stunning resorts we have all over the Caribbean. What we do a twin centre, not just going to one Sandals resort, but doing St. Lucia and Barbados, St. Lucia and Antigua, Barbados and Grenada, Barbados and our newest resort, St. Vincent. All up to you. We do the internal flights, everything for you. So rather than just one Sandals resort, you can actually visit 2. So again, a great opportunity to see a few more islands during your stay. Now, this company started off way back in 1981 by Mr. Gordon Butch Stewart. I'm delighted to say his son Adam is now in full charge of the company. So it's a Jamaican family-run company, which is really important to know that they're really interested in the heritage of the Caribbean and the people and obviously the towns all around the resorts. So who is a Sandals customer? Well, to answer that question, everyone. It's just down to you to switch sell to make them aware of how affordable Sandals is. And one of the things I always like to touch on is the average age of the UK guest at Sandals. It's 54. Now, 54, I'm far too young to be going to that resort at that age. But in about 25 years' time, I'm looking forward to heading out to Sandals as a 54-year-old. And why would you recommend Sandals and Beaches Resort to your customers? Well, first of all, located on the best beaches in the Caribbean. That's the beach outside Sandals, Barbados and Royal Barbados. The unlimited specialty dining we have, look at the selection of the fresh farm-to-table food there. We've got unlimited drinks, up to 13 bars in the resorts, doing cocktails, mocktails for your heart's content. And of course, we do unlimited water sports, obviously stunning Caribbean sea. And then we've got all your land sports, including some penthouse gyms. So if you do decide to go to the gym, well, that's a stunning view from Royal Bahamian Gym, which I've walked past but never been in. Anyhow, on top of that, we do our land sports. So we've got golf available in Jamaica and in St. Lucia. And with that being the case, the golf is complimentary. You just have the fee of the caddy to take you around. So not your in Jamaica and all the resorts in St. Lucia, we have championship golf courses to take part in. And of course, not just leaving you there, there's the simple idea of all our rooms. There's so simple room names we have in our resorts, easy to trip off the tongue. And amazingly, in some resorts, we have 36, not rooms, but 36 different room types. So that's where the customer needs the expertise of the travel agent rather than trying to do it themselves online, which we're not keen in promoting. So make sure that you have the expertise on the rooms, which the travel industry does have. We do complimentary weddings as well. Just to touch on that, staying 7 nights in a club or butler. It's a sweetheart package. And genuinely, if you go for that room type, that is completely free the wedding, apart from small legal fees, which vary per island. And then, of course, Sandals service, no tipping in resort, apart from the butlers, because always that be asterisks. But when you're in a resort, the bellhop, the bartender, the restaurant, waiter, waitress, all, again, tips are already included, so you don't have to worry about that. And the day and age we're in just now, where everything has to be marked, resort fees, all the CMA rules and regulations, you'll be glad to know that Sandals' price is everything. There's nothing else additional for them to pay, no asterisks at the bottom for added and resort fees. So all in all, it's a simple price and offer to promote with endless entertainment included each night as well. And the quick 5 minutes focus I'm going to do on is our food. I just wanted to sort of highlight the level of choice there is in food in the resorts. There's over 23 different cuisines. There's up to 16 restaurants per resort. And again, amazing locations and settings. We're really into nowadays farm to table, where a lot of the ingredients we have in the resort for our restaurants are produced locally. We have like amazing steakhouses, seafood and steakhouses called Butch's Chop House, named after Gordon Butch Stewart, who did love a steak. You could get a filet mignon, and also you could have a lobster tail if you wanted at no additional charge. So the big thing about visiting all these restaurants, choose anything from the menu, go as many times as you wish, and there's no additional cost to be added. So that's a huge selling point. Buchan, the new restaurants we have featuring the real authentic Caribbean food. We've got Zuka now, where you've got the experience of Southern and Latin America there. Our famous soy sushi bars, where it's authentic sushi made in resort for you to try it out. We have the Bayside restaurants to start your morning off with a stunning breakfast overlooking the ocean. We have the new Chief Asian fusion restaurants if you wanted to try a little bit of South Korean, East Asian, and of course, who doesn't love an Indian? So you can pop along to the Bombay Club and sample some chicken tikka, butter chicken, lamb samosas, all of that at our exotic Bombay Club. Another thing we've introduced are these food trucks, and the food trucks are dotted around the resort. So if you're not wanting to go in and have a sit-down lunch, put your swimwear, put your sarong, not my sarong, but you put your sarong on and head off for like a pizza, Mexican-style tacos, chicken tenders. Again, a lot more casual dining, and there's all these different Mexican taco trucks as well. Again, the chance to like chicken and dippers. It's an amazing way to have a nice casual lunch without really having to move off your spot off the beach. And then what's a resort like without having a coffee shop? The Bloom Jamaican Coffee Shop, named Bloom after one of the best coffees in the world, Jamaican Blue Mountain. And you go in there and help yourself to whatever coffee you wish. Again, a sampling menu of food that matches that coffee. And if that wasn't enough, simply chill out, as Donovan does, with a red stripe in his hand and some Jamaican jerk pork. And that's just him normally during the day, never mind actually in the evening. So again, the authentic Jamaican experience with the jerk chicken and a pizzeria if you just want that wee gap during the day filled. And nothing does better than a freshly baked pizza. So all of that's there for you. The dietary requirements, we attend to any culinary needs of the guests. We advise the resort before they go. All the menus are actually online on the website, so you can have a look at all the restaurants with all the menus. And in Sandals Royal Bahamian Sandals Curacao, we have a dining inclusive program where we actually offer 7 restaurants, downtown, local restaurants you can choose to go to, and we cover the bill up to $250 plus the round trip transfers. Romantic candlelit dinner, all bookable by you, fully commissionable. They can download the app and book their first restaurant 14 days before they go. There's a happy hour as every hour because of all the cocktails we've got, premium branded drinks. There's 6 house wines plus a sparkling. And of course, it's Robert Mondavi, so a high quality Californian winery to couple with the premium brands and locations like premium swap bars, over the water bars down the bottom left. We've got piano bars, we've got karaoke bars, we've got international beer bars. If you're staying at one resort, Barbados, there's 2 to choose from with 20 dining options. In St. Lucia, we've got 3 with 29 different dining options. Montego Bay in Jamaica, 2 resorts close by, 21 dining options. Ocho Rios, 33 dining options in the 3 resorts there. And of course, if you want to take part in the water sports, motorised, non-motorised, and scuba diving are all included as well. And the dive sites are all online for you to look at. The diving, if you're PADI qualified, is included, which is a huge selling point. And as we mentioned, we've even got a 10-pin bowling alley at Royal Barbados, which is included to take part in as well. And the brand new sport of pickleball. We've actually got pickleball groups going out to Sandals as well. So if you're thinking or know anyone about that, we can cater for pickleball tournaments in resort as well. The golf I mentioned in Jamaica and St. Lucia, which are available complimentary. And all of the excursions you can do with us as well, all included from the Adrenaline Junkies, to the slide down the Martha Brae Black River, sunset cruises, and even swim with the pigs, if that's your thing, which is phenomenal. And finishing off nicely with a price for Sandals Ochi this year, September. We've got 7 nights in a butler suite for £1,935. Yep, I said that right, a butler suite with daily flights from Montego Bay, June to October. Again, butler suite for 1935. So that's me, done, dusted, and thank you.
Amazing. Thank
That
you
was quick.
thank you very much, Gary. If you can unshare, that'll be brilliant.
Where's the I thought I did. I thought I just clicked on share there.
Well, maybe
Hold
you
on.
did. Maybe you did. Maybe I'm just seeing you because you're talking. No, that's fine if you've done that. That's fantastic. Okay, I've got some questions for you. So
Oh,
obviously it's brilliant. We've had good response from the agents. They've been sort of writing in as we go. So oh, I've got. We'll do what I'll do is Amy's just asked, can you share the sandals offer again? Um, is there? Can you tell us that sort of without going back onto the
yes.
link? Go
Oh
on.
yeah, no problem. So it's 1935. It's the 26th of September. It's Montego into Montego Bay. It's Sandals Ochi Beach, and it's a one-bedroom butler suite. Its code is at November Victor 1.
Fantastic. Okay, you can put that on the follow-up anyway as well if there's
Yeah,
because there's plenty of time to do that. Right, I'm going to fire away with some questions. I've
fire
got
away.
this might be a difficult one to answer, but I think Rich Smith has asked on the Twin Centre.
Yes.
If you're doing that and you're doing sort of different hotels and what, is there a good time to try and get good value for availability versus price, if you know what I mean?
It really, I mean, obviously, it's a real that the easiest time to get availability and best price is going to be September, October, which is hurricane season. Obviously,
Okay.
it's, so that's the challenge you've got: best price and maybe not the best season. But I was looking yesterday because I was doing a training session, and there was only about £400 of a difference between going September, October, and going to January to May. So there's no huge difference in terms of availability and price wise, only £400.
Okay, so it's a mixed bag basically. You've just got to do your research, haven't you?
Well, you just phone us. Simplest thing is phone our
Okay,
call centre and say, listen, I want a twin centre. Can you give me suggestions? Because the call centre are just purely Sandals guys. They've done twin centres, they know the flights. So rather than you having to find it yourself, phone us. That's what we're there for.
they're going to love you in the call center. Anyway, the other thing, you're getting lots of very positive feedback, by the way, on our chat saying what a great presentation, covered all the bits and bobs. So anyway, if you need to feel as though your ego's growing, it is by the second, Gary. So fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask a question quickly because you mentioned the golf's all inclusive if you're in St. Lucia or Jamaica. Um, the only thing that it isn't include is the caddy fee. What's the caddy fee, roughly?
It's 45 US dollars.
Okay, so it's very reasonable anyway.
I mean, see, it's a great. There are two great courses. Just called the course in St. Lucia's designed by Greg Norman. For those who are old enough to remember Greg Norman, so it's a phenomenal course. And the one in Jamaica, again, up in the hillside, the views you get of the sea up there, tee off early morning, transfers included. What an amazing way to start your day, and then head down to the resort for some cocktails and romance.
And if you can't, when you head back, you can take one of the 16 meals that I think you've promoted.
Yeah, I'm on a percentage cut for the amount of business we get, But no, that's the thing. I'm a foodie. The choice is ridiculous, and the fact when I took my kids out, and I'm saying to my kids, listen, just go for the lobster tail and fillet steak because I can't afford it back home. So just try it out here. So it genuinely is. It's a true. I'm passionate about Sandals. I've been there 25 years. I think our food's exceptional.
And I also the other thing is, I bet your kids, I bet they were keen on the pizza truck, though, weren't they? As much
Oh
as
yeah,
you.
but they were straight up before it opened. Well, sorry, they sent me straight up to make the order. Yes, that's right. But yeah, I love the pizza truck.
No, well, it's good to hear. I've got a bit of a different question now.
Okay,
Sheila Stamp asks, same-sex weddings, is that on the horizon? Is that something you will be doing?
good question. So it's a sort of awkward position because we don't do them in the Caribbean due to the Caribbean law and it's their culture and really can't become involved in that. But what I can as a get out is saying Curacao, we have symbolic same-sex weddings. So for me, we're on a genuine, gradual direct slide to the right direction. It's going to maybe take time. It's a cultural thing, not anything I can become involved in. But the fact I can come back with saying Curacao, same sex, but it's symbolic, it's not legal.
Okay, fine. That's covered that. And if you want to know more, obviously talk to someone in the call center.
Correct, yes, they can arrange all that. But it's a beautiful way. One of our top sellers, Jake, he actually did the exact same sex wedding out in Curacao, the symbolic, and he said it was brilliant.
Okay, I've got one more, and please, please, please don't feel as though you've been left out. Um, if I'll fit it in. You can answer with two things if you don't mind,
Right,
Gary.
no
So
problem.
number one is when are the new beaches hotels opening? And number
Yep,
number two is if you are a qualified diver, and
yep.
this is asked by Holly Weller and I think someone else asked it as well. But yeah, if you're a qualified diver.
Yes.
Can you do a certain number? Are there a restriction on how many dives you can do?
Great question. So, paddy qualified, you have to make sure you take all your legal documentation with you, your health certificates, etc., which need to be taken. But you can do twice a day, apart from the day of arrival and the day of departure,
Yep.
right? You can go twice a day, every day. We provide the tanks. There's twin tanks dives. It's Newton dive boats. The list of dive sites are actually on our website. So all you have to do is Sandals dive sites in Google, and they will link you straight to our website. And correct, fully qualified dive masters, night dives. Oh, we get a lot of customers going just for the diving. They don't really care about everything else. It's an added bonus, but they go just for the diving.
Okay. And new beaches hotels opening?
Yes, sorry. So Runaway Bay, we're looking at 28 in Jamaica. Beaches, Exumas, which is the old Sandals Emerald Bay. We're hoping that'll be open again early 28, and the exact same for Beaches Barbados. So I'm hoping they'll be on sale in about a year's time, maybe a year and a bit's time. But the big one for us is Beaches Barbados. The work started, it's been delayed for a long time, political reasons, but I'm glad to say the work is underway. So that'll be exciting, Beaches Barbados.
Fantastic. Thank you, Gary. You've been awesome. You've run through everything really well, answered the questions really well as well. Now, all I need you to do is to detail what your prize is and then ask the question.
Right, so it's dinner with me. No, sorry, sorry.
Second
So
prize, two dinners with you.
that's the booby prize, yeah. Right. So we've got actually, I'm like, it's not a sandals holiday because we're don't want to go into that. But anyway, I've got an amazing sandals goodie bag, but we're just getting the delivery in, and I've just seen what they are. So they're like sandals Stanley mugs or Stanley cups. There's sandal. It's the full works of the full regalia, which look, I mean, I'd love to have them all. So I'll put that in a goodie bag and get agency sales to send it out. It's worth literally. I know, in fact, it's not. I can't describe how much it's worth. It's just a fabulous prize with Sandals goodies.
And the question.
What was it again? No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. What nationality is Sandals Resorts? I know
Okay,
that's a
so
bit of
fantastic. Okay, don't put it. Oh,
don't know.
you're not to put it in the chat. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Um, Thank you, everyone. If you know the
Right.
answer and you didn't see anyone write it down, you have to go to our website to answer anyway. So after the webinar, you go to travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition. You have until Friday, the 1st of May to enter. So you've got well over a week. So do go there after the webinar closes, then we'll put it up. Thank you, Gary. If you don't mind muting
Pleasure.
and turning your
Thank you,
camera off for
everybody.
the time being. Right. Okay. Our next supplier, if we can do, could I please have Alan? Alan, are you there?
Hello. I'm here. I'm here.
He is there. Well done, Alan. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure, absolute pleasure. So, yes, please fire away, share your screen, and let's
Absolutely.
get going. And I'll join you again in 10.
Lovely. Here we go then. There we are. We're sharing. So, ahoy, everyone. Ahoy is how we say hello at Virgin Voyages. There's no hi, there's no hello. It's got to be ahoy. Lots of different terminology we use. You guys are our first mates. Our customers are our sailors. Everyone's in it together on board. You'll see this picture here is our beautiful lady ship. This one is a Scarlet Lady. We have 4 ships: Scarlet, Valiant, Resilient, and Brilliant. All 4 have launched in the last 4.5 years. So we've grown really quickly. We're still a fairly small brand in comparison to others, but we're doing things very differently. So we launched back in 2021. We've been sailing full for a long time, and we've managed to get lots of feedback from our sailors to become what we are today, which is casual luxury. We've disrupted the industry in a good way. We've changed the way people like to cruise, and 80% of our sailors when we first launched were new to cruise as well. So we like to think we've cornered a section of the market where we're kid free. We don't have dress codes. We don't have set dining times. It's come as you are, very relaxed kind of atmosphere, and obviously kid free being the pillar of what we do. We're able to design the ships, design the entertainment, the food, all around that. We love kids. We've got nothing against them, but everybody needs a break. I'm lucky enough to have recently hosted, actually last week, I've just come back from a Caribbean hosted sailing myself with Virgin Voyages. You wouldn't be able to tell from my golden tan. I factor 50 up all the way. It was beautiful weather. But what's great about that is I've had some experiences myself now in our Caribbean sailings. So I'll add that through as we go through the presentation. One of the key things for Virgin Voyages is we like to talk about the cost to get on the ship rather than the cost that you see on the bill when you get off. So what we call our all-in voyage pricing, lots of inclusions. So Wi-Fi, we all know Wi-Fi is almost as important as water to everyone these days. So Wi-Fi is included. All of the dining is included on our sailings as well. So we've got 20 plus eateries on board, 6 specialty restaurants, all included in the fare. We've got the galley, which is kind of our answer to a buffet. There's no buffets on board, but it's like a street food vendor area where you can get tacos, you can get burgers, you can get all-day breakfasts, lots of different options for food, and the food is phenomenal. Our menus have been created by Michelin star chefs. Each dining area has its own kitchen, has its own head chef, its own team. All the food is made fresh to order as well. So the quality's there, but also for sustainability, which is really important to us. There's a lot less wastage on those. Fitness classes, many different fitness classes on board. Sunrise yoga, there's an 80s mixtape. You can learn some choreography to Britney Spears. I avoided that when I was tempted. I nearly got on there, but yeah, 2 left feet. I thought I don't want to ruin it for everybody else, but it's all there included in the voyage price. Entertainment is all included as well. So we like to call our entertainment a festival style, immersive style of entertainment. So it's not like your typical kind of Broadway shows. There was a show called Persephone that we went to on the last evening. It's a kind of standing only. You've got stages all around you. You've got acrobats jumping around between the stages. I didn't know where to look. It was fantastic. A real experience on board. And we've also got the happenings cast on board. So we've come away from the cruise director. We have 12 happenings cast on board. Like we have the charmer, we have the hostess, all with different skills, interacting with the guests on board. Not pushy. They measure the vibe. If you're a bit more of an introvert, they won't come over to you. But generally, you get a real good vibe from them, and you can join in with some surprise and delight moments on board. And then also soda and water as well is included. So when we say soda, we mean pops like Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta, all included. Non-pressed juices, teas, coffees. Water around the ship, and also in the cabin is refreshed daily or on request as well. So you don't have to worry about water. I've been on cruises where you can have a Grey Goose for breakfast, but you can't get water. With us, you haven't got to worry about that at all. So that's what's included in our sailings. And like I say, we're kid free, we're adult only. We created those spaces around adults. There is a party on board with Virgin. There is a party to have, but also there's you can get away from it. So you can unwind, you can get away, you can dial it up, you can dial it down, you can retox and detox, lots of different options on the ship. And in terms of the customers that we focus on, we've got a real broad age range. So when I was on board, the eldest person was 90 years old on board. The age range really from 35 to 65 is kind of our sweet spot really. But for Caribbean sailings, which we're going to talk about now, the age range for the longer Caribbean sailings, the age range is a little bit higher, average around about 45 plus. So Caribbean, we've recently launched our winter 27-28 sailings for the Caribbean. So we've tried to, rather than have the loops, we're trying to sell choice on what sort of sailings we have. So 3 to 5 night spontaneous escapes. Those are sometimes more of the lively ones, the quick escapes, a bit more paid time off friendly over weekends as well. Then you've got the 6 to 8 night immersive journeys where you've got a longer sailing, more options to get off the ship on the ports, more options for shore things, our excursions as well. So Eastern and Western Caribbean, and obviously that 100% kid-free energy as well. And we're focusing that over 2 of our ships. So Valiant Lady, the 4 to 5 nights, so built for the quick reset, effortless long weekend energy, high impact fun, kid-free always, as mentioned before. Valiant Lady also has a specialty restaurant on board called Lucky Lotus, which has recently been launched on there. So slightly separate different options on different ships. We like to keep it fresh. Obviously, some of our sailors are repeat sailors, around about 40-50% repeat rate. So we're trying to keep the food fresh, the menus fresh, and make sure there's different experiences on all the ships. And then Resilient Lady for the 6 to 8 night sailings, plus the transatlantic as well. So deeper exploration, more discovery in the destinations, and cultural immersion as well. So more energy. So these are our core Caribbean ports for the shorter sailings, and then we've also got the speciality in the holiday sailings as well. So 7 night Western Caribbean, 4 night Key West and Bimini, and I'll talk more about Bimini in a moment. So those are the shorter sailings with the more energy, and then you've got your 6 to 8 night Eastern and Western Caribbean sailings. So more depth, more discovery. And when we talk about more depth, more discovery, our shore things have been created with the local people, local suppliers. A lot to do with sustainability. We've gone out and sourced those ourselves. So when you go on one of our shore things or our excursions, you got a real experience with the culture. I was at Ocarios and we did a river tubing on the White River. We also did Blue Hole as well. And the guides, the immersion, the way it made you feel being there, you really felt like you were getting part of the culture. Obviously, with a cruise, you're there for one day, but to do those shore things really makes you feel like you've been part of the location, the venue you've gone to. So we've got 3 to 8 night getaways here overall. So 30 plus sailings across the season, 200 plus shore things. That's 200 plus shore things on there. 12 brand new Western and Eastern Caribbean rotations. Again, all of those voyages are 100% kid-free. We wouldn't be Virgin if we weren't. We've got the 2 distinct rotations and that added value in there as well. And then a bit more about the shore things. So again, really immersive. The catamaran to stingray. I did have to Google this. A fever of stingray, it's called, when you got lots of them come around to you. But the stingrays at Grand Cayman, where the guide said to us, they chose tourism. They come along. We do feed them. They do get fed, but they come along. It's the same bunch of stingrays. They've got their favourites. They've got the distinct markings on them, so they know when Bob the stingray is coming over to say hello. You can stroke them. You can sort of hold them. Amazing experience. Stunning waters. Absolutely phenomenal experience. And those shore things really do bring out the locations and the experiences. And then the beach club at Bimini. So the beach club at Bimini is absolutely phenomenal. It's our own private beach club on Bimini. It's only for Virgin when Virgin's there. All of the benefits on the ship come across. There's no extra charges for the sun loungers. There's no extra charges for food. If you've got a bar tab, that comes across. All of the drinks, the essential drinks are included as well. The happenings cast come off. There's a pool party. But what's great about this is you've got the pool party going on, but you can get away and you can relax. It's big enough to be able to relax, have a beach day, but also get involved in the excitement and the entertainment. There's transfers from the ship as well, about a 5-minute transfer from the ship, all included as well. So it's basically the ship, the life on the ship, the vibe on the ship comes off onto the beach club, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So a really good perk on all of our Caribbean sailings. So for more info on the detailed itineraries, if you scan this link here, that will take you through to more information on that. And that is me.
As they say, it's a wrap from Alan. Okay, fantastic, Alan. Thank you very much. If you may have already stopped sharing, which I think you have, haven't you? Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I'm sure you have. Okay, now agents are being shy where you're concerned suddenly, which I'm not having. I'm not having it.
What was that? Sorry, Sam, I didn't.
No, that's all right. No, it's good. So I've got a couple of questions. Rich has yet again come to the rescue. Thank you, Rich Smith. I really appreciate it. He's asking, he may have missed it on your presentation, in terms of the excursions or the shore thing or whatever,
Yes.
however you describe it. Are they all free or are they bookable before, or how do you sort of get them? Because you've covered what you do, but
sorry, yes. So they're bookable before. So you can book them, and they're commissionable as well when you book shore things. So any add-ons like the shore things, the bar tab as well, are commissionable. And the other thing that's broken out from the fare is also gratuities as well. So gratuities are pre-bookable at $20 per sailor per night. If it's not pre-booked, then it's added onto the folio at 22 per sailor per night, automatically on the ship. So, but anything prepaid, gratuities, shore things, bar tab, is all commissionable to the agent.
Fantastic. Okay, just to reiterate as well, it's me asking for questions, and Sheila's come back to me and she said, "No, Alan covered everything. That's why I'm not asking any questions." So I've
I
been
just
put
saw the
firmly
comment
in my
about
place.
I just saw the comment about the app. And the
Okay,
app has so the app updated just before I sailed, and there's been a planner added. You can go on and you can see what the day looks like, and you can add things. You can add the shows. You can your pre-booked meals will come up on there as well. So you can if you're super organised, you can completely organise your day. If you're like me and you're not super organised, you can put stuff on there and probably not do it and end up in a bar for a couple of hours instead. It's up to you how you want to gauge it. But when we say come as you are, do as you please, it's really it's really flexible. 60% of our bookings for dining are left open as well. So when you get on ship, there is the opportunity to go down to the concierge at the restaurant or book on the app and get dining in the specialty restaurants as well.
which means yeah. So whatever you've got, there's a very good chance you'll get what you want as long as you make sure that you do it one way or the other.
Absolutely, and we got into everything we wanted to. We got into all the shows we wanted to with very very little queuing. The ship's capacity is 2,770 sailors, and we were sailing with 2,560. So we were almost full to capacity, and we had no problems with restaurants. We had no problems with shows. Any of the smaller happenings, the bands that are in the smaller venues, no problem getting into any of them.
And you still had a party, is that what you're saying?
We had a party. Yeah, yeah. I was working, so I was very, very professional. But I still had a fantastic time. Yeah, it was amazing.
It's very good here. I've got one more question for you. Holly Weller's come in and she's got which itinerary would you recommend for a first time virgin Voyager, should we
A
say?
Virgin Voyager. So until recently, that was me. So this Western Caribbean and Bimini Beach Club was my first sailing. So that was Ocarios in Jamaica. It was Grand Cayman, and it was Bimini Beach Club. So you've got a few sea days in there to experience the ship on a sea day. There's so much to do. You feel like you're never going to get bored on board. There's so many different food outlets you can have. The food's unlimited. You can literally eat all day on your sea day. You can go to the gym. You can join classes. You can see shows, and then you've got the ports, which are amazing. So those shore things that I mentioned, the stingrays, the catamaran to the stingrays, the river tubing was so much fun. Blue hole diving in the water as well. We had a group of 15 of us, and it was just amazing. So I'd recommend that one as the first one. 7 nights from Miami, lots of variety. You're seeing great locations and having fantastic experiences.
It's fantastic that you can do that, and I agree with you. What you've got to do is you've got to go with your own experience, haven't you? If you've had a great time, it's very much easier to recommend it. I
Absolutely.
don't I don't recommend anyone doing river tubing personally because I went with my family and we stopped off at one of those sort of what do you call it? It was a tree with a rope over the river and jumping
Yes.
in and everything else, and we parked our tubes and some very, very unreasonable people took 2 of our 4 tubes. So we had to share then going further down. So it wasn't
Oh
in
no.
Jamaica though. This was somewhere else. But
I'm sure they planted one empty tube, so everyone was wondering who's missing. And the guide said, "Don't worry, if we're only missing one, then we've done well." So real,
absolutely. Oh,
yeah.
well, thank you ever so much for that. That's fantastic presentation. Thank you ever so much for doing it, Alan. And let me now ask you if you can do. Tell us what your prize is, and then tell us what your question is.
So our
Remember,
prize.
sorry to stop you again. Remember, everyone, don't put it in the chat. Don't put it on the Q&A. It's all via our website afterwards. Far away, Alan.
Fantastic. So our prize is £50 first mate loot straight onto your first mate loot account. And the question is, how many Caribbean shore things are available on our sailings?
Fantastic. Okay, that's really, really good. So it's £50 worth of first mate loot, and it's how many Caribbean shore things do they have available? Alan, I will, if I don't mind, if you don't mind, please, I'll ask you to mute yourself and turn off your camera briefly, and then I'll see
Thank
you
you very
again at
much.
the end if that's okay. Great. It's now time for our third presentation. Donovan, where are you?
Hi, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. And let me just share my
You
screen.
You do sharing, and I'll leave you in peace and join you again.
Fantastic. So welcome to Destination Jamaica, and in the next 10 minutes, I hope to give you an overview of what there is to do in Jamaica and why we encourage you to book all your customers to visit us. So I'd like to start by introducing myself. I'm Donovan Donaldson. I'm the Business Development Officer at the Jamaica Tourist Board in the UK, and I have the responsibility for home workers and mice. The team also consists of Torrance Lewis, the District Sales Manager, Shanika Ramsey, who is a BDO who covers the Northern UK, and Sean Pierre Webster, who is the BDO that covers the Southern UK. Some quick facts on Jamaica. Of course, we are the largest English-speaking island in the Caribbean. We're just under 11,500 square kilometers, so it's quite big. Our capital is Kingston. We have a population of just under 3 million people. We speak English, but we have a local dialect called Patois, and that is what we use when we want to speak about you and not let you understand what we're saying. We enjoy a temperature of 27 degrees year round, and of course, we are in a tropical climate. One important thing about Destination Jamaica, which is largely overlooked a lot of time, is that we're one of the few islands in the Caribbean that is completely surrounded by the Caribbean Sea. Caribbean Sea, of course, we grudgingly share it with our neighbors. However, we do not have the Atlantic Ocean to deal with on one side, as some of our neighbors do. We're completely surrounded by the warm, gentle Caribbean Sea. Getting to Jamaica, quite easy. I like to say 3 movies and a couple of cocktails, and you're there in just over 9 hours. We have direct service to Montego Bay from London Heathrow, Virgin Atlantic, from London Gatwick, Birmingham, and Manchester into Montego Bay with TUI, and from London Gatwick into Montego to Kingston, sorry, with British Airways. So it's quite easy getting direct service from the UK into Jamaica. And of course, daily service from London Heathrow begins on the 1st of June through to the 24th of October this year, and that is with Virgin Atlantic. So, of course, that increases the seats that we have, and we look forward to having our daily service from London Heathrow on Virgin into Montego Bay. Our C5 forms are now online, so that's your immigration and custom forms. You all simply go to enterjamaica.com, enter your email address, and receive a one-time pass code in your email, and you'll complete the form for each passenger. And of course, at the end of which you'll receive your email confirmation. It saves time and reduces the hassle at the airport using the e-gates, which are now available at the airports. VIPattractions.com, Club Mobay and Club Kingston. They offer personalized service for arrival and fast track security clearance, and it's something we strongly recommend you book, especially for Montego Bay. The queues can get very long in peak time, so it's quite good for you to use the services, fast track through security, and of course, on departure, you have full use of the club lounges. We have 6 distinct resort areas in Jamaica, but because of the short time we have, we're going to briefly speak about the 3 main resort areas, which would be Negril, Montego Bay, and Ocho Rios. So the first one we're going to speak about is Montego Bay. It's home of the Sangsa International Airport, which is the larger of the 3 international airports we have in Jamaica. And one great thing about Montego Bay, we like to call it the complete resort. So Montego Bay, the home of Reggae Sumfest, the world's largest reggae music festival, the famous Doctor's Cave Beach, lots of plantations, historical and agricultural plantations to visit. We have a hip strip, a luminous lagoon, one of the few luminous lagoons where you can actually swim in the water. Montego Bay is also known for its golfing. We have 4 championship golf courses in Montego Bay, so it's a perfect destination for people who want to experience the wonderful golf that we have. We have historical houses. We have the Rose Hall, which is the main one. It's a haunted house and lots of fun to visit, especially in the evening. Martha Bray Rafting is also available, a wide range of large and small hotels. And of course, we have a marine park in Montego Bay. So lots to do in the Montego Bay area. We then head over to Ocho Rios, and Ocho Rios is home to the Ian Fleming International Airport, the small of the three international airports that we have in Jamaica. I probably should have asked this as my question at the end, but I will not. But we do have American Airlines flying daily from Miami into Ian Fleming, and as you guess, the flight number would be 007. Little buses that we saw driving across the island from Sansa International and from Norman Manley International in Kingston, it's actually showing us that the transfer time from both international airports over to Ocho Rios is roughly the same at just about an hour and a half transfer time. So it's quite good for people who want to fly to either airport. So Ocho Rios, the world famous Dunn's River Falls, a 600-foot waterfall that cascades down to the beach. We like to say there's nowhere else in the world you can go to the beach to climb a waterfall. Lots of botanical gardens. We have a Dolphin Cove, Mystic Mountain, where you can actually have your bobsled experience. Lots of adventure tours. We have Trucker Caribbean, which offers lots of tours, lots of craft markets and duty-free shopping. 9 Miles, the birthplace and final resting place of Bob Marley. And of course, Ocho Rios is home of literary greats. Ian Fleming, who lived at Golden Eye, which is now a resort, and Noel Coward, who lived at Firefly, which is now an attraction. And Ocho Rios, we like to say, is for people who want to get out and do things. Over 30 attractions in a 10-mile radius, so it's really good for the families, people who have teenagers who are going to complain about being bored. Lots to do in the Ocho Rios area. We're now going to move over to Negril, and Negril is on the west coast of the island, or a little bus going from the Sangster International Airport over to Negril. At the moment, because of lots of traffic hotspots and constructions and that kind of thing, the transfer is a little bit longer, especially if you arrive during peak hours. So it will be 1 hour, but at the moment they are building a bypass route from Montego Bay, and once that is completed, transfer time should be just over an hour from the Sangster International Airport over to Negril. So let's have a quick look at what there is to do in Negril. Of course, Negril grew up around its famous 7 Mile beach. There's a wide variety of accommodation on the beach or on the cliffs. The cliffs are a perfect place for sunset viewing and cliff diving, Rick's Cafe being one of the popular locations. There is, of course, a marine park, the Reggae Marathon, which is lots of fun for people who want to experience a marathon but you don't want to run, so you can stand by the side of the road listening to reggae music, enjoying a red stripe beer, and watching the athletes run by. Really good choice of local restaurants along the beach. There's a Negril Lighthouse, which you can climb to the top. And one key thing about Negril is that somewhere in Negril, every night, there is live reggae music. So every night in Negril, you can find live reggae music at various locations along the beach or along the cliffs. Accommodation, I won't go through all that we have, but we offer a diverse product ranging from the all-inclusive resorts, boutique hotels, villas, apartments, high-end luxury accommodation, everything to satisfy everyone's needs. And of course, a lot of tour operators here in the UK do carry our product. Cruise ship ports. Now, a lot of people do not realize that Jamaica is very popular with cruise ship ports. We actually have 5 ports around the island. Montego Bay, Falmouth, and Ocho Rios are probably the more popular ports because they take the larger ships. But we do have a smaller port in Port Antonio to the east of the island, which accepts boutique ships. And of course, we have a floating pier in Port Royal in Kingston, and that is used from time to time. So, what makes cruises so exciting and so popular in Jamaica? And simply because when you get to Jamaica, there is so much to do. There's always more to do in Jamaica with over 170 attractions, activities, experiences. There's always something to do while you're in Jamaica, whether a cruise ship passenger or you're there on a holiday. And trust me, each resort is completely different and has something different. So, a few of our favorite things to do exploring Jamaica's reggae and Rastafari culture. Of course, there's the Bob Marley Museum, there's the 9 Mile Reggae Land, Trenchtown Culture Yard, Tough Gong Studio, Rastafari Indigenous Village, of course, several reggae concerts. Ital cuisine. So, a lot of people are now talking about eating healthy, vegetarian meals. We've been doing it for years, and in Jamaica, it's called Ital cuisine. It's food prepared without salt, it's not processed, and it's very healthy. And of course, now we have many legal marijuana seed to store experiences, which you can participate in while in Jamaica. So, lots to do while you explore our reggae and Rastafari culture. You can also visit Mist Mountain in Ocho Rios, where you can soar, fly, and blast, as we say. There's a Sky Explorer, zip lining, bobsledding, the Ragamuffin ride, rock climbing, ATV riding, and much more. So when you get to Mystic Mountain, it's so much to do in one location in Ocho Rios, and it's a lot of fun. If you have a fear of heights, trust me, there is something for you. You don't have to do the Sky Explorer or zip lining. You can do on the bobsled, but lots of fun to be had. The last thing we're going to speak about is, sorry, forgot about that. The last thing, or for the last thing, is romance. It's a perfect destination for romance. Several options for weddings. We accommodate all religions. Wonderful honeymoon options, Instagrammable pictures, and all the hotels would have a romance or wedding department that can handle all details. Hotels can also arrange the perfect uh, engagement scenario, uh, and it is something that we encourage people to get involved with. Lots of scenarios. Here we have a couple at Duns River. The gentleman just proposed, and of course, it's an Instagrammable and memorable occasion. If you have not yet done so, we invite you to become a Jamaica travel specialist by visiting jamaicarewards.co.uk and very importantly, not just to register, but log your Jamaica bookings. On your sixth booking log, you begin to earn £5 per booking. And of course, agents with the most bookings are invited at the end of the year on an incentive trip to Jamaica for the One Love Awards. So it's worth logging your Jamaica bookings. For home workers, we invite you to join our home workers register. Here you'll get information on how we work with the home workers. We do a monthly newsletter, very short newsletter with some information that you'd find useful. And of course, we also host hybrid fam trips throughout the year. Our social media, we're on all the platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, right there. All that there is to do in Jamaica. And with that, I thank you, and I hope you've learned something about Destination Jamaica.
Absolutely. I've got people on the chat already, Donovan, saying they're going back there. They've been there already, and they're going back and they're looking to share their news. But apparently, you're too in depth for them to ask questions. I've only got a couple for you. So it looks like everyone's using that excuse. That's not good enough for me. I need questions. So I've got Holly has very kindly asked. She said, "What? I know it's a big island, so I'm prefacing the question with that. And I know it depends on where you are, where you're staying. But what would you say are the top three must-see locations for someone who's never been?"
That's a difficult question because there's so many things that jump to mind. But if you like activities, obviously Ocho Rios, you have Duns River, Mystic Mountain. Those are two top things to do. If you're going to the East Coast or even Montego Bay, rafting, it's another unique thing that is special to Jamaica. One thing I didn't get the opportunity to speak about is our rums. Or if you're into whiskey, fine whiskies, I'm sure you can appreciate, or rums. We have 5 distilleries on the island, 3 of which offer tours. So you have the Appleton Estate on the south coast. Closer to Ocho you have the Worthy Park Estate. And for really serious rum geeks, we have the Hamden Estate closer to Montego Bay. So if you're into rums, of course, it's the best thing to go and enjoy, see where it's made, and enjoy some rum. Those are my
Okay.
top tips.
Now we're getting comments on the rums as well. Now we're getting Appleton apparently is another delicious one. But
It is. It has the world's first female master blender of rums, and the range goes up to, I think, 250-year-old rum. My budget stopped at 30-year-old, but trust me, it's worth a visit to Appleton, Hamden, or Worthy Park Estate while you're in Jamaica.
right, okay. So there you go, Holly. You've got to do some of the activities, and the last activity you won't remember anything about anything else after you've done that one. But Donovan, thank you ever so much.
Yeah, no worries.
It's brilliant. Right, I've got to now, if you can do. Remember, guys, remember, don't put anything in the chat or the or Q&A of the answer because it's all going to be via the website. But Donovan, please tell us what you've got for a prize, and then ask your question.
Okay, so my price is £75, and that will be on the Jamaica Rewards card that you get. If you've not registered to Jamaica Rewards, you'd have to register to get your £75. And the question is, when will Virgin Atlantic begin its daily service from London Heathrow into Montego Bay?
Fantastic. Okay, so it's £75 worth of My Booking Rewards credit on the Jamaica on their Jamaica card.
Yep.
And the question is, when will the daily service from Heathrow to Montego Bay with Virgin begin? Awesome. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate it. If I can ask everyone else to join us back again. Alan, could you join us? And Gary, could you join us again as well?
Just finished hanging up the washing. Sorry, it was quite a nice day, so managed to. No, I was listening to everybody. Sorry.
Those you're gonna have to take all those boxer shorts down, Gary. They're not nice. They're
No,
blowing in the wind.
neighbours complaining. Awful sight for them to see. So
And there's me thinking you were going to say you don't wear them. But anyway, I've no doubt everyone. Thank you ever so much for joining us today. We've had a fantastic training day. I really, really hope everyone else has enjoyed it out there. If you can do now, I'm going to ask everyone, please, 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 when you send across your details to the agents who've been here today, they've all asked for QR codes or anything you shared with sort of ways of catching up. I know Donovan as well, they wanted your QR code so that they can, the home workers and everything else like that. So
Yep.
anything you shared near the end, any of you, please, please, please add that on when you can do, when you send the information across. Right, one last thing if you can do, everyone, if you just put away, give a wave, don't go too much like that because it just doesn't catch and we end up with a blur. But thank you everyone for joining us and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye
yes,
everyone. Bye bye.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.